Morning guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video on the ZVH Fiesta RS Turbo. In today's video we're going to do a bit of sanding and a bit more sanding and a little bit more sanding, and then we'll probably finish that off with a touch more sanding. As you can tell, I've got a bit of sanding to do. Let's crack on, see you in a bit. As you just saw there, I spent many hours sanding this with 80 grit to get all of their paint and primer off. We have a tiny little pile of papers there. God knows what they painted this with. It was a nightmare. And in all fairness, I don't use cheap sandpaper. I'm using the Merkur Auto Nets, which are like an Abranet, so they're like see-through for the dust extraction, and they're pretty good sandpapers, to be fair. But all of their stuff is off. We're back to all the original diamond white. This is good enough to go over and sort out. That's not a problem. What I'm probably going to do, this is the only affected area with micro blisters. It's only on the boot, it's not anywhere else on the car, so probably going to isolate that and then prime over that to get that sorted. But I've booked the dent man. My dent man's coming up Wednesday, so he's going to go around liven up all these pingdings. So I'm going to prep the door, the back, the rear quarter, and probably the bonnet, and the rest I'll get the dent man on. I don't really want to put any filler in this. You know, the light skim of finishing glaze or something's not a problem, but we don't want to have to block and feel and muck around across swage lines and that. If the dent man can sort all of them out, then that's going to make our life a lot easier and a lot faster. So I'm going to crack on with the rear quarter. We'll see you in a bit. Saw there, I just sanded all the, you can see here, the creamier bit off of this top part of the rear quarter where it's painted. I removed all of their bit. Other than it, I'm going to do this bit by hand, but you can see the difference, cream versus the bright white. I removed all that. I don't know why that was painted. I didn't find any repairs behind that. And one good thing is we do have a good arch. I haven't found any rot down there. There's a little bit of a bit in here I've got to sand by hand and sort out, but we've got good solid metal, which is a bonus. It's a good starting point. So all that's sanded up nice. I went over this with 240 and then decided I wanted to remove all of the creamier paint totally. So I switched up to a 180 and went over the whole lot there. Got rid of that, went around the back section there. I'll do the higher bits by hand. I'll get that cracking. We'll sort that out. I've got to clean the bonnet off and then we're going to have a look at some of the pingdings. I might try and tap them up a little bit from underneath. I'll see there's a little pingding in there. Sort out something here and there and there. So we'll do that as well, and then we'll start prepping the bonnet and go from there. See you in a bit. There we go, guys. You turn this fan off so you can hear. As you saw in the time lapse there, I straightened up some of them pingdings. I was just pushing them lows back up and I blocked it down. All these circles you see here were all the silicone spots. I chased them right back to the original paint. But yeah, that's pretty much there. I'm going to do the same thing with that, probably going to barcoat that and then we'll primer. And then that'll be blocked and then sorted. Hopefully that'll hold that back. So yeah, that's it. That's that done. Quarter done, boot done. That's it for me today. That's all I needed to get done. I just wanted to get the bonnet done, the quarter done and the boot done. Like I said, we've got the dent man coming and I don't want to end up putting loads and loads of filler in this. And there's no need. I mean, my mate has been doing PDR for like 20 years and he is like the cream of the crop as far as dent men go. He's not one of these sort of PDR guys that went on a 2-week training course. He flew off to Germany and trained for 6 months and then come back and worked for a firm, still carried on his training. I mean, he is mustard. I don't want to fill this with filler if we don't have to. Pull most of them pingdings out and by the time I've prepped it and put a decent bit of IBL primer on it, we can block it and get it as straight as a die, and we know that there's minimal sort of filler in it, which is really what you want in the real world. You end up filling all this door and skimming it and what have you. You eventually, excuse me, you'll eventually get like sinkage and it could possibly crack, or you'll see the filler and that. So I don't really want to be putting loads of filler in. Little fine skims is fine, don't get me wrong, but I mean, if you look at all the pindings down the door, all the circles and that we've got to sort out, you'll end up having filler across the whole door, and eventually it will sort of fail on you. It don't matter what quality filler you buy, how good it is. So it just made sense to do it right. If I'm doing it again, then I want to do it right and sort of go from now. So we're going to get him on that case, get that done, and then I can crack on with the prep and get all that sorted. So yeah, sorry it's been a bit of a boring one, guys, but that's paintwork for you. Loads of prep, loads of sanding, but I thought I'd record it so you guys have got something to watch. I know some of you are interested in it. As always, guys, thanks for watching. If you're not already subscribed, hit that button. I know loads of you watch that don't subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Stay safe and be lucky.